They announced on Monday that they will not hear a case called McKesson versus Doe. And what happened here is that the Fifth Circuit Court has been, this is the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. It's the most right-wing appeals court in the United States. And they have been on a jeremiad, on a campaign to destroy DeRay McKesson. DeRay McKesson is a prominent figure in the Black Lives Matter movement. He organized a protest near a police station in Baton Rouge back in 2016. And after helping organize that Baton Rouge protest, which followed the fatal police shooting of Alton Sterling, you may recall, during that protest, an unknown individual threw a rock or a similar object at a police officer. He's identified as Officer John Doe, thus McKesson versus Doe. And sadly, the officer was struck in the face, and according to one court, quote, suffered injuries to his teeth, jaw, brain, and head, and, you know, is in pretty bad shape. Now, McKesson didn't throw the rock. In fact, nobody's sure who threw the rock. But what Mississippi has done in this case is claim that anybody who organizes a protest is fully legally liable for anything done by anybody in that protest. So they're trying to put DeRay McKesson in jail because somebody in the crowd that he helped organize threw a rock at a cop and injured the cop. Now, if this stands, and this is the position of the Fifth Circuit Court, and so McKesson appealed this to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the U.S. Supreme Court said, we're not going to hear the case, which leaves this ruling standing, which is nuts. Indeed, writes Ian Millhiser over on Vox, as the Fifth Circuit Court Judge Don Willett, who dissented from his court's McKesson decision, warned in one of his dissents, his court's decision would make protest organizers liable, quote, for the unlawful acts of counter-protesters and agitators, end quote. So under the Fifth Circuit Court's rule, a Ku Klux Klanman could sabotage the Black Lives Matter movement simply by showing up at its protests and throwing stones hard enough to injure people. And then those people could sue the organizers of the Black Lives Matter protest, or even get them thrown in jail. Now, the Supreme Court, when they said that they're not going to hear the case, did not say that they agree with the Fifth Circuit. They also did not say that they disagree with it. They simply let this stand. So now there are 3 states, Mississippi, Alabama, and one other, that have laws to this effect, where those laws are now, you know, going to continue to be in force. Louisiana, excuse me, I kept saying Mississippi, I meant Louisiana. Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. So, amazing, just amazing. I mean, this, you know, the First Amendment guarantees the right to assemble and protest, you know, and you know, petition the government for redress of grievance, which is the actual phrase in the First Amendment. And, you know, if organizing a protest isn't that, I don't know what is. This is clearly unconstitutional, these laws.